bekibtarot. My name's Becky. I'm a spiritual advisor, clairvoyant and energy reader. So I hope everybody is well. I'm pretty sure we're into Virgo full moon now. Yeah, so I hope everyone's trying their best to stay balanced. Please excuse how exhausted I look and my energy. I am literally so tired. I'm packing for, like, I've had to begin packing for my house move, and yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot mentally at the moment because I am taking the leap and moving out of London for the first time ever in my whole entire life to an area that no one I know or family has ever gone to. But yeah, it's really scary. But I'm exhausted because I'm having to pack and my toddler is teething horrendously, so she is up all night, and I'm battling that whole. See, let me be proof to you guys that you can overcome your physical mind, because I'm being guided to have this fresh start and move coastal away from London, and it's the correct decision. Like, I'm following my divine guidance, but my physical mind is constantly bringing up fears like, but what about this? What if this? What about, like, because my toddler, she likes things her way and she likes routine, and I'm scared that it's going to be hard for her and she's going to miss this house, and I'm scared for it, that's all. But I know it's the right decision. So, you know, let me be an example of how you can push through. And even when you're fearful, not just a house move, in any kind of guidance and things and decisions you're going through, that trust the guidance and push through the physical mind of fear, because the physical thoughts and mind can't acknowledge that guidance. That's that physical ego logic mind that doesn't see the energy and the fulfillment of guidance that's, you know, vibrating through you and taking you on the path. Your physical mind will bring up fears and things to kind of divert you off that path. So yes, let me be an example of how you can push through. Yeah, you can push through and just trust yourself and know that it's right, but it can be scary on the journey and along the way. Also, before I get to card pulling, I did want to say, I remember a few years ago I said on one of my videos that there was going to be a lot of twins being born. Randomly today when I was doing something, what came through for me, there's going to be lots of girls, females born over the next 2.5 years, like more girls than boys, due to, I don't know, the spiritual realm wants to bring more females, mothering nature, I'm not sure, but there's going to be more females brought through into this realm. Just wanted to lay that out there. So they really drew me to the fairy guidance oracle deck today. So let's see what messages they've got for us. Very much the energy of spreading your wings, I feel. So let's sage. Let's do some sage before we dive into the energy. Sage for you. Sage for me. So before I pull cards, I just saw someone that was walking across like a real beat down crickety bridge. And it, you know, wasn't looking stable, but they were taking it slowly and moving across whilst shooting themselves at the same time, but they were continuing with movement. And yeah, I feel like that's really important, that, you know, at this time we are all taking those steps. No matter how slow or how small the steps are, you continue to push forward and take those steps. So karma wanted to come out then. Let me see what I see. Okay, so for lots of you that are either in a dynamic where you are making a decision, maybe similar to mine, or if you're not just yet, over the next 3 to 6 months, obviously not all of you, everyone's on different timelines or whatever, but over the next 3 to 6 months, there'll be a lot of you that will be having some kind of decision to make. Whether you know of this yet or not, 3 to 6 months. If it gets to 6-month marker and there's not been a big decision, then it's not your timeline. Oh. I mean, you guys saw that, right? Did you get that on camera? The 2 cards that flipped out. So we got choice and wisdom. I do love my guides so very much. So yeah, it feels like this is almost like there's gonna be a decision that needs to be made, and it's like that test of like the divine's like, how much do you trust yourself? How much do you want it? How much do you believe that you deserve a certain way of life? It's up to you. You know what the wiser choice is going to be in all of this, but it's going to be scary along the way. You have all of the power in the palm of your hands. It's just being wise enough to trust yourself and know that. Allow yourself to channeling complete. So what's coming out was 2 messages. It was like complete a cycle. Allow yourself to complete a cycle. Oh, I can't remember what the other word was trying to come out. And create. I don't know. Sorry, I got pulled off. And kind of just create new peace. It's like a new cycle with higher levels of peace, but in a different way. It's like, are you determined to fulfill yourself? Like with what you want, what is it you want? Do you want peace? Do you want happiness? Do you want a husband that's like, when I say just a husband or a wife, I mean like that partnership, connection, romantic. Do you want a career in a certain format? Do you want, like, what is it you want? Because there's going to be a choice for a lot of you, and it's that, like, are you determined enough to ignore your fears? And it's funny because this is exactly what I was saying at the beginning of the video, how I'm having fears in lots of ways, and it's hard. It's also hard when you're doing it by yourself and you have no one else to talk to, but it's hard to make a decision and surrender to the divine, knowing that you know the wise decision, knowing that you have faith, but you're scared. But you're wise enough to know to surrender and allow the energy to flow. And determined for yourself. Yeah, patience. For some of you, you may have, like, I get with the patience card, you've probably been wanting a certain way of life or a certain dynamic for a while, or a certain feeling in your life, a certain peacefulness in whatever way that plays out in your life for a while, and you kind of just been sitting there waiting for some kind of miracle, waiting for it to happen. But what happened was you had to reach a certain level of wisdom to then know, oh, okay, I can have it, but I've got to do this, I've got to go over here. And that's pulling the inner power that is supplied to you from the other side, from the divine, God, light, whatever you believe, spirit guides. And that's there for eternity. That's never going to run out. They will propel that through you. It's just about reaching a level of determination to trust it. And like I said earlier, not allow that physical mindset to block you, keep you stagnant, and allow the beauty to kind of shine through and pass through you into your physical life. And yeah, next card is future. Direct your intentions and actions wisely, and your future will be fed with fulfillment. That just clarifies everything I'm saying. Direct your intentions and actions wisely. So, like, using me as an example, I have a teenage son. I've got to get him out of London. It's not great. This is not the good area, a good area to have him growing up. There's lots of gang stuff and whatever. And I'm making the decision to move hours away, to go coastal, near the sea, whatever. It's a wise decision for the future of me, my daughter, my son, and just, yeah, it's the right decision. So I'm pumping action and intention to create that peace, because what I want for me and my children is that peace. And I don't know why. I mean, the more I think about it, I don't know how I'm stuck in London. Like, it's not my personality at all. I should be near the sea. Like, it just fits in for every part of who I am. Being near the sea, water like that will do wonders for my energy. But that's being wise and pumping in the correct intention and creating action into the intention that I want, right? And same goes, if you want a fulfilling, right partnership, relationship, what are your intentions? What are you pumping your energy to? Is it into a relationship with someone that's toxic, or is it into someone that gives you the bare minimum? Are you pumping energy into someone that's not giving you back equally, or someone that just doesn't love you how you want to be loved, or someone that treats you badly, whether it's from cheating and treating you like shit to just doesn't give you that fulfillment, doesn't care, doesn't show you the love that you require, you know? It's one side of things to be in a commitment, and, you know, you've got to pump energy into a commitment after many years, but it's another thing for someone to just not care. You know, if you keep, you know, vocalizing to your partner that you need something from them and they keep choosing not to do it, then you definitely need to look at what your intentions are for your future, because it certainly shouldn't be in that connection. It should be going and finding and creating what you feel you want for your future. And you're taking the actions into creating space for that fulfillment that you want. And this is what this whole reading's about. It's, you know, are you wise enough to make the right choices, to make the hard choices, not the right, even though they're the right, whatever, but to make the hard decisions, the hard choices. Because you have to be wise to make the hard ones. It's not easy to be wise. It's not. Okay. Let's get some cards on a different deck for the minute, please. So Muse, what is your muse? What creates and lights you up? What is that pumps, that lights that fire under your ass? What is it? What is it that gets you confident in knowing who you are and where you're going? I think for some of you, you may be coming into the realisation that you need to be on your own for a while. And you need to stop settling in a certain scenario situation. For some of you, that'll be actual relationships. Some of you, that'll be a dynamic to do with a friend or a family member. Some of you, that will be living in an area. For some of you, that will be a job. Can you make the compromises that need to be done in order for to create the better, the fulfillment? Example being, I have businesses here, not my tarot and that. I do that all by video through the phone, but I have a lash business that can't be taken with me, but I choose to compromise that, and I have faith that whatever I shift to, move to and create will bring me more abundance, more financial abundance. But I'm compromising that by having faith. Is it scary? Yes. But I have to compromise it for the bigger picture. Can I find muse? Yeah. So what lights you up? What are you using as your muse? And what are you creating via? And then look, we have a trap. Oh, Jesus. How interesting. I literally just dropped that. Okay, so I dropped this card over the candle thing, and you see that little burn mark. So obviously this is the Metamorphosis card, which is transformation and change. So what I'm actually getting from this is, can you see you have the moon and then you have this burn mark here that's now like created a bit of a, you've got like a filter line, the light, and then you've got the fogginess, and then that comes through for the transformation. And what I'm getting is you haven't been seeing the transformation that you've been making, but it's been happening. It's just you couldn't see it. You weren't able to see it, or you've not been able to, or you're not able to see it, but it's here. Recognition, destruction. Recognizing the destruction of something, whatever it may be, career, fucking like your job, a relationship, a dynamic, whatever, somewhere you're living, family. Recognizing that it is for your higher good. It is. It's to get you. It's to get you where you need to be. Nobody learns via anything other than pain. That's how you grow. You feel pain. That's the people that do the work. Some people feel pain, stay stuck in the pain, and then they don't level and grow and get wiser. But a lot of people feel pain, reflect, grow. They've leveled up with their wisdom, right? That's how it works. And it's the same thing. You go through a scenario that completely was destructed around you, tower moments, whatever, the rug pulled from under you. It's so hard at the time, but as you kind of come out, you're recognizing that even though I felt abandoned in whatever way, it wasn't. It was to get me where I need to be. And that's powerful. So, like I said, for some of this is taking action. If it is a romantic like relationship, you are choosing to take action to kind of move, to turn your back on someone, something, to offer yourself the time that's necessary needed to face your shadows and the darker side of things. Like I said, this is going to vary for people that this whole reading is resonating for. It's either going to be your inner scenario now or over the next 3 to 6 months. You're going to be in a scenario that requires choices to be made that are of the wiser. And this is taking action into yourself and to turning your back on something. And choosing not to settle, choosing to stay in the divine energy, to follow the divine light and understand that these were lessons. And like there's deception. I'm actually getting more on the deception card that, you know, when you feel pain and you're deceived in it, or you think that like you deceive yourself as well when you're in pain. And sometimes you have to go through that, deceiving yourself, and then come, you know, having your whole world turned upside down, and then you come out and realize it was a lesson, and then you'll probably never deceive yourself again. And I also get like the deception in the lesson, like what you thought was a certain thing, dynamic, or whatever you thought it wasn't. It was just a lesson. And can you choose to stop settling? I get, for those of you that it is that kind of, why is this choice to move away from a connection? It's learning that every time this person offers a cup, makes an offer towards you, it is deceptive in the way that it's not ever going to be what you want. And it's recognizing that you need to push forward and stop settling and push forward towards your dreams. Yeah, it feels like maybe you've just been unaware, unawakened to what your dreams really were, but now you're pushing forward to create this fresh start. And I also get, if you were in a connection, I very much get that the person you've been dealing with isn't awake, they're a bit lower vibrational, or maybe they just don't have dreams, like they don't see forward ahead to create and aim for things. And what happens when you're interlinked with this person is that energy mirrors into you and it blocks your dreams. It blocks the things that you want to achieve that you could easily achieve. And again, that's settling, because you know you can create so much more, and you're just settling into someone else's energy that's mirroring onto you, which is not what the divine wants. The divine is trying to give you a different path, a path where you will be fulfilled. But are you wise enough to make that choice and to follow it? Are you? One more on this. Divine timing. Divine timing. I think the clocks, it's under divine timing and time is running out. Like if it's being forced, like I said, over the next 6 to 8 months, if it gets to the 8 month, no, 3 to 6 or 6 to 8, I can't remember. But once it gets past that 8 month marker, I do believe that that's divine timing's kind of up. Yeah, that barrier is being removed now. Now or never. Now or never, the barrier's being removed, and that destruction's happening whether people like it or not, really. Future card came out again. That's exactly the same card. Direct your intentions and actions wisely and your future will be fed and fulfilled. One more on that. Again, me too. Compassion. By widening your circle of compassion for all nature's creatures, your spirit will soar. And then you have intuition. Intuition is the ability to listen to your higher self. I think the compassion cards really like, have compassion for yourself and stop settling and trust yourself, trust your intuition. For some of you, there's someone that's older than you. You're not really looking at them, so this is probably someone that's not like in your day-to-day life, but they're a bit smug. They see your creativity and they don't like it. They're older than you. They, put it this way, they don't send you positive thoughts and positive energy. They're not out here insanely sabotaging, but they see how your spirit is so creative and how spirit works through you. This person also sees how confident you are in knowing that karma gets everyone that shits on you. And I think this is why this person does this behind your back, because they're kind of not at your level spiritually or awareness awakened, but it's a bit of a smug energy, but they're not, you know, brave enough to say anything to you. They don't send positive, massive positivity, but they're not out there trying to ruin your life, whoever this is. I think this person just almost wishes they were you. It's like one of those internal, like, I don't think they process it enough to be like, oh, clearly I'm jealous here, or there's some envy. This is my own trigger and shadow I should work through. They just see it as, why do people cling to them? Why do people look up to them and not me? It's a bit of that. But anyway, you haven't even reached your highest power yet. You're healing. Transformation is here. Please try and stick with meditation, or make sure you're tapping into those higher realms, into your higher self and light, so you can kind of stay grounded in this journey, so you can like work through your shadows a little bit easier. What's that? Yeah, so for those of you that have been in a back and forth decision, you will reach clarity soon. For those of you that have already been in a back and forth energy, over the next month you will reach your clarity and have the decision made. Okay. It seems that people might be going against you, or when you go through this on your timeline, people might be kind of against you. So this is again where it requires you to really pull into your inner strength. And when I say against you, I don't mean everyone's bombarding at your door and whatever, but I do feel there's quite a lot of energies with their eyes on you, and they're kind of not happy when you're making this decision because it's not convenient for them. We have one energy that is going to be a bit manipulative and try and use something against you in a certain way. It's not drastic enough that it would be like put you completely, you know, fucked, and you'd be like, well, I can't do what I need to do. But this is someone that's going to be a bit play on your heartstrings and be like, oh, but what about this? There's another energy where someone's just, this person is not linked to you. They kind of watch through other people. So maybe someone that you might have blocked, and they look on their friends, like people you're friends with, or they go through other or fake accounts to watch your shit, social media or whatever. They're just watching, a little bit envious, whatever. I wouldn't say it's too intense anger, but they're just watching through third parties. And then there's another one. Now this person is quite close and interlinked with you. This person's going to be annoyed about whatever this decision you make, but they're going to be annoyed for their own sake. I don't know whether they will fully express this to you, but it feels very annoyed that you are creating new and transforming into the new purer. Like, it's a purer energy, and you're leveling up to higher purity, higher understanding, universal knowledge, and completely transforming your life and your energy, and they don't like it. This could be a Pisces. It's not going to be for everyone, but this could be a Pisces for some of you. It's their own dark shadow work, and through this dynamic, either you will get to see their real darker side, or they will have to face their darker side in that. But your guides are holding on to you and just like, come on, push through, we got you. I think when you get to the other side, for some of you, there might be like a childhood friend or a friend you had from when you were younger that kind of reappears. Not for anything bad, they might just reappear in your life just to kind of, like, obviously the divine has orchestrated it, so there's a bit of support there for you. But it might only be via social media messaging, but it's nice. It's a nice energy. There's just lots of eyes on you, people watching. People, like, I think whoever this resonates for, you definitely trigger people are triggered by you, because because of your vibration and your faith and your trust and how you move through life. You trigger people's shadows, like they're brought up, whether they're able to actually see them themselves or not, or they just can't process that and they just act in them. But you are, I mean, everybody's a mirror anyway. You see and know that when you're aware that everybody's mirroring your own shit. But you really do trigger people, and when you're doing something, you're making this decision and this choice, you are triggering lots of people around you. People don't like it because it's like it doesn't fit in their reality, in their mind for them, so they're not happy about it. Yeah, like that doesn't fit for what I see for my life and how I want it. That's not your problem. And then we just have you at the end, fully in the new, surrounded by like more different supportive people. Like when you, after this choice you make, when you reach, like, I just heard pit stop, when you reach a point that like finally you can rest in the energy of the newness of the decision you made, I get like real support network around you. So whether you go into a new job and they're all really lovely and everyone's great and it's a nice dynamic, or you choose to move home and you actually end up making really nice neighbours and it's okay, and you make new friends, whether you have to leave a relationship and you end up going somewhere and then you make new friends, there's lots of new energies at the end of this around you that are all positive and all understanding of what you've had to choose to do. And yeah, there's definitely a friend coming, someone you're not going to see coming, but there's a new friend or an old friend reappearing that's coming, and they're going to be really great for you. They are. Let me see what I see with my third eye. So what I see is you're in your garden, and weirdly enough, you're cutting grass with scissors, which can take a fucking long time. There's not tons and tons of grass, but it's taking a while. And then you just go, do you know what? This doesn't feel right for me. this garden I'm in, which I once was grateful for, and I planted lots of seeds, and they've blossomed, and they've kind of grown, and it's lovely, but it doesn't fit for me anymore. This isn't right. This isn't working for me. So you put down the scissors on the floor, you stand up and you walk away to go and find where you're going to plant your new garden. And I'm very much getting the energy like, I'll know when I see it, I know when I see it, when I find it, I will know. And you're walking past all these other people, and all these other people are tending to their gardens and same kind of thing, but you're learning to remove that filter and see people that they pretend it's all great, but you can see that they felt the same, but they never had the to do it, and you did. And you're really acknowledging and seeing there's so many people that go through their whole life like this. They will stay because they're that fear that keeps them locked in that position, fear of change, even though they're not happy there. And then you kind of come to a stream, and it's going downhill. I don't know what's important, but you're like, this stream's going to lead me to it. You get tired, you get a bit thingy, you get a bit fed up, but it gets hard because you get tired, but you're having the faith. You really are. And just when you're kind of about to give up, you look up and there's like this weird shed. It's the best way I think to describe it. It's like a weird shed thing. There's no one really around. Well, there's no one around. And you see potential in this shed. You're like, this is it. This is it. This is where I'm gonna stay. And then it kind of flashes forward, and then what happens is people back where you were, where you passed those people talk, and they're all talking, and they're talking about how they all wonder where you went and how you had the strength to kind of find new. And what happens is you give people the confidence to trust themselves, and they all come, and there's other people that come that didn't hear about you, and other people that come from different villages and that run into you, and then there's this beautiful little community that's created all around you. You started it, you and all those people around you are same vibration. Everyone works together. Everyone complements each other. That just randomly came through. I don't know what that was about, but it's a new way, and it's the right way of living, and that's how it feels. It's a new community that you create for yourself in your reality, and you become a leader for the people, other people that were scared to create, like scared to make that decision, that choice. So like I said, if you're hitting a choice, or you've been going through it, if you've been going through and back and forth on a decision, within a month you're going to have made it. For others of you that are going to be on this timeline for the choice, the decision, it's either going to be happening like now all the way through to 8-month mark. If you get to 8 months and there's been no big decision on whatever, this is not your timeline. But yeah, like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm shattered, and tomorrow I'm going to be packing again all day. So yeah, if you are interested in a private reading, info's in the box down below. And in the meantime, guys, I send you so much love and light. Bye.